gets the ball for the Yankees in this one. EK, what do you got?
Well, guys, remember last year he had an ERA under 4. Very solid, very dependable.
Out in front of it, strike one.
First pitch.
Chopped foul over towards the dugout. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1-2. And as the Yankees get started here tonight, EK, they're coming off a good victory here in front of the home faithful on opening day.
Yeah, you don't want to feel like you're playing catch-up one game into the season, so getting that win in front of the big crowd was a good, positive start to the season. Now they just need to carry that over into game 2.
Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. Fights off another pitch and hits it foul right at the plate. Locked in a good battle. Here comes another one. And he reaches for one out of the zone and misses rather badly for the first out. Sam Valencia will stand in, and he wasn't much of a factor yesterday as he took an 0 for 4 in the loss.
Well, when you have a rough day at the plate, it's all about letting it go. You can't dwell on it for too long.
And they'll issue the intentional walk here. Interesting decision with the bases empty and one away. Into the seats, 0-1. Runner at first here, 1 man out. And the curveball's in there, so he's quickly behind 0-2. Well, you figure that curveball is going to be an important pitch for him going forward.
Yeah, I think it might even tell the story of how well he fares here tonight, because he's going to need to mix his speeds against a lineup like this. And once they start sitting on pitches, it could be trouble.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Heading out towards shallow right. Sano moves over. And he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
Batting fourth,
C.J. Cron set to take his first cuts with a man at first and 2 away. Now the outfield shifts into a no doubles defense after getting the sign from the dugout, basically playing to keep the ball in front of him no matter what.
Yeah, and he's going to have to find a gap to give that man on first a chance to score.
Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. Here's a late swing and a miss, strike 2.
Well, he's down 0-2 now, and he hasn't even seen the changeup yet. That could be the strikeout pitch of choice right here.
Chopped foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. He pops up the changeup, heading out towards shallow right. Rutledge onto the grass, and that's the third out. So no runs here, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. Tampa Bay, nothing. Kyle Gibson is ready to go as he'll be on the hill for Tampa Bay. EK, what's the word on him?
Well, guys, he just did not have a real good season last year. He had 16 losses. Not all those are his fault or real indicative of the way he pitched. He'd sure like to throw a lot better than he did.
Cron is there to make the catch, and it's a 1-pitch out to start the home first.
batting second.
Into the box now, Murray Leefer. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Bunt attempt, and it looks like a good one. And the throw is too late. He's on with a beautifully placed bunt single. Miguel Sano takes his first shot here with the runner at first now and 1 away. Oh, and a hearty cut there to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. And, Eric, as we take a look at the Rays entering play here tonight, they started the season out on the wrong foot, dropping one on the road on opening day.
Yeah, you don't want to dwell too much on one loss, and we know how long the road is ahead of them, but Sure, they'd like to have that game back, no doubt about it. Nevertheless, all you can do is put it behind you and move on.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. The throw, and he'll be tagged out at second base. Trying to get into scoring position, but instead the inning is over. Cole Calhoun will lead things off here, as it'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up to kick off the second.
Cole Calhoun.
Had him guessing that time, as he's barely able to foul it away. Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball 1.
He just about went around. He was lucky to put on the brakes when he did.
Very weakly on the ground. That winds up foul for the second strike. Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a little tapper. That goes foul, so he stays alive with 2 strikes. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Bounced weakly near the plate, but it gets foul.
This is turning into a great battle at the plate.
And the sinking fastball called strike 3, and that's out number 1. So the bases are empty with 1 man gone. And stepping in, the slick fielding shortstop, Brandon Crawford. Swing and a miss as he was way in front of that one. And that's in there as well. 0-2 now. A little bouncer, but that one rolls foul. Chop foul at the plate, and he stays alive, still 0-2. And they'll try to tempt him with a curveball, but this bounces in front of the plate, and it's 1-2.
Well, he's had a lot of guys swinging at pitches out of the strike zone early on, so it's a great idea to go ahead and bounce one there on 0-2.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Here's the pitch on 2-2. Ouch, that comebacker appeared to get him in the arm. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely. Ian Kinsler will stride in. He did his part yesterday afternoon as he came through with 3 hits in the losing effort. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's not a sight you want to see this early as a starting pitcher. 40 pitches already.
There to take it is Fowler as that becomes out number 2. Kurt Fenn set to take his first cuts with a man at first and 2 away. Grounded back up the middle. A dive, but he can't get it. It's through into the outfield. And now there's no happier person in the ballpark. Kurt Fenn has just recorded his first hit as a big leaguer. And as you'd expect would happen, there's the ball being sent into the dugout. Someone will tuck it away for him to put in his trophy case.
And you know, Matt, nothing can quite prepare you for this kind of moment. Of course, as a player, you always expect to do well. And in your head, you've got a certain idea of what it's going to feel like. But there's quite a difference between imagining how it's going to feel and then actually getting that first hit.
And he'll take it to the bag himself. Kyle Schwarber strides into the box now to lead off the home half of the second inning.
And this is a guy that can make a big change in this game with 1 swing of the bat, because you know he has big-time power.
First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike. And this ball is crushed deep down the right field line. And that's going to wind up hooking just a bit foul, so a missed opportunity there. And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball. 1 gone. Striding into the box, Chris Carter, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one.
Chris Carter.
Gibson steps into his windup. Here's the first pitch. Hit hard to short. Throw gets him. 2 down.
Batting 6.
Miguel Montero gets his first chance here, looking to make something happen with 2 gone in the bottom of the second. Try to bunt his way on base here, but this will roll foul. Bottom of the second here with no score. Oh, high, deep. That is a moonshot, folks. A long home run. Miguel Montero, a solo home run, as the Yankees will grab a 1-0 lead. Tim Beckham is in with 2 away here as this one swung on and missed for the first strike. Hit sharply on the ground to the left. And the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit. The relay. Poor base running there. Got him caught in a hot box between first and second. And they will tag him out between first and second. Sam Valencia is into the box as we are all set to begin the third. Chop foul at the plate. Strike 1. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Chopped weakly to the left. Beckham scoops it up.
The batter, number 20.
Nolan Arenado is at the plate now. Flied out in his first at-bat. That's yanked into the stand. Strike 1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Now, he's probably lucky he didn't make contact on that one.
Swing and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And this is going to wind up a foul ball. On the ground to the left side. Throw on to first, and one third baseman grounds out to the other. 1 away. So striding in, C.J. Cron, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. First pitch here is a sinker that runs a bit too wide. It's ball 1. High pop up, calling for it. Carter. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away. Settling in now, Cole Calhoun. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
Well, you know, it never feels good to go down on strikes, especially looking. I wouldn't be surprised to see him be a little more aggressive in this at-bat.
Throws him for strike 3, and that retires the side. Phil Gosselin digs into the box in the bottom of inning number 3.
Third baseman, Phil Gosselin.
Line toward the alley in left center. Kiermaier will slide over and put this one away, and that's out number 1.
Second baseman,
Josh Rutledge will get his first cuts here. Gibson looks in. Here's the first pitch. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Kiermaier on the run. And he makes the catch for the second out.
the center fielder, number 20.
Dexter Fowler will try it again. He flied out to start the home first.
And he only saw a couple pitches, too. And that's great for the pitcher when you can get an easy leadoff out like that.
2 out, nobody on. Here's a swing, and oh, man! Way out of here. A solo home run there for Dexter Fowler. And this is now a 2-0 lead for the Yankees. Standing in now, Murray Leeper. Now that ball is smoked, carrying to deep left. And he will get there to make the running play, and that will end the inning. Some of our nation's young minds and future leaders here in attendance. Yikes. We're back with more on this Monday night after this. Leading off the inning, Brandon Crawford, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
And right here is an important time for them to climb back into this one. They definitely want to even this one up sooner rather than later.
And fellas, as always, a few guys we could have chosen from, but out of everybody, that's the man who stands out.
Back and carried him to the victory.